what pisses me off. Sony fanboys, they do. PlayStation 1, I'll start with the PlayStation 1. Because that's the first crappy console Sony ever put out. Graphically, their games look more like this. Yeah, I don't want to show you a great game. I want to show you a fucking game that sucks so much ass. Okay, see, this game's called Pac-Man 2. The graphics look like shit, and like most PS1 games, if not all PS1 games, every time they make a 3D game, it looks all blocky. It's got this effect that doesn't make it look pretty. People and PlayStation fanboys, y'all think the N64 had worse graphics than PS1? Y'all need to do your damn research. Last I checked, the N64 did 3D and it didn't have fucking. It didn't show you all the jaggies and the tires looked real. The fucking sirens on the cop car on Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 3 on 3 Hot Pursuit. They look like someone took a fucking crayon. Look like someone took a crayon and drawed it. It doesn't even look like a fucking real siren. And Nintendo is the one doing all the work. And people keep complaining, oh, there's no new IPs. Fuck your new IPs. How come when Sony makes a game, this is another good thing. Another funny thing about Sony fanboys. They claim they have all these games. But when you look at the sales charts, how come none of them are up there? How come Twisted Metal's not even up there? How come Gran Turismo 5 is not selling as good? How come Resistance is not on the sales charts? I could go on and on and on about all the games that Sony fanboys let's say brag about, but when it comes to the sales, they don't actually buy them. And there's just as many PlayStation 3 sold as Xbox 360s. Only 2 million less, if anything. So their games should be enough to be on the fucking sales charts, and none of them are. Except in Japan, you got RPGs. I'm not talking about Japan. I'm talking about the worldwide. I'm talking about games like, well, the ones that Sony made, not the third party. I'm talking about ones that Sony made themselves. Spend their fucking time to make, like Killzone, Twisted Metal, Gran Turismo. What else? Metal Gear Solid. That was on the sales charts a while, but not no more. That was probably the only exception. Resistance 1, 2, and 3. Motorstorm 1, 2, 3. You got God of War. How come none of these are on top of the sales charts? Y'all talk. And Mag. What happened to Mag? The first ever fucking 256 multiplayer shooter. How come that didn't do so well? Y'all brag about that shit so much. That your shit's better than a 360 or a Wii. How come? How come Move is not being supported anymore? Where's the fucking games for Move? I ain't seen a Move game since it first came out. How come the Kinect is still getting games? How come the Wii remote still sells? The Wii remote will be used on the Wii U. How come Sony has not made an effort to make a game like Mario Party? Yeah, that's a good question. Oh, that's right. They can't even make their own game like Super Smash Brothers any good. So why the fuck would they bother making a Mario Party? Oh wait, they'll probably fucking do that. That's probably gonna happen right after they do this fucking crappy Super Smash Brothers ripoff. When that happens, I'm not gonna be there to see it because I'm not buying a PS4. Sony, they sat at E3 and only showed me 3 fucking games for Vita. 2 being a fucking spin-off. One of a game that I don't like called Call of Duty. Another, I forgot what it was, and some little kid budget title. Fuck it. You wanna know what I use my Vita for? Vita is so dead that I have no choice but to use it as a music player. I click on this little music app and I play my music. See? That's all I use my fucking Vita for. Sony fanboys, y'all better start facing the music. Nintendo is a lot better than your little thing that you hold so high on your fucking little pedestal. Microsoft should wake up and smell the coffee as well, because all they do is really shooting games. Shooting games, shooting games, shooting games, your occasional racer on the side. Sorry, this is not how the industry works. You better start fucking coming out with so many fucking different genres. A variety. Where's the RPGs? Oh, let's see. They have them. But guess what? They're also shooters. They don't know what an RPG is. They don't know what a fucking platformer is. Took Banjo and put fucking... They took Banjo-Kazooie and put vehicles in it. Like it was like Grand Theft Auto or some shit. I mean, who the fuck in their right mind? I want to know who designed that motherfucker travesty, because that looked like someone was drinking too much alcohol, made a game, and said, oh, okay, let's put vehicles in it. And it looked like Legos to me. The vehicles look like fucking Legos. Like Lego Racers on N64. And yeah, took too many elements from Super Mario Galaxy and failed. Epically. Speaking of Rare, in their games, what are they doing? Oh, let's see. They do more Connect shovelware. Connect Sports Season 3, I bet. Yep, that's up there. Connect Sports Season 3. Because that's all they know how to do. Oh wait, they're not even doing that because they're too lazy. They can't even come out with Perfect Dark 2. You say they were? Well, that was the past. And considering the fact that Perfect Dark 0 sucked, they didn't even update Perfect Dark like they promised it with the DLC they promised. Let's see what else. Banjo-Kazooie flopped. Banjo-Kazooie 3, actually. That was called Nuts and Bolts, the one I just talked about. Cameo was a so-so. Their best effort was Diddy Kong Racing on the DS, ironically. This whole gen, they did nothing to that level on the 360, at least. Besides the ports and remakes of N64 games. In fact, that's what Diddy Kong Racing was. A port of fucking N64 game. And that's what Conquer was. A watered down port, if you ask me. Their Grab by the Ghoulies wasn't any good. The only games they did back in the Xbox gen was the Diddy Kong series on the Game Boy Advance. So again, that's all they did well. It's fucking Game Boy Advance and DS. When it comes to their Xbox, they're all washed up. Microsoft ruined Rare. Sony ruined Factor 5, Free Radical, Midway. Microsoft ruined Rare, and Sony ruined those 4 other companies. And I should say Chemco, I'll add them too on both of it, because they made Top Gear Daredevil on PS2 and RPM tuning on Xbox. Neither of these games were any good. They were focusing on graphics. Why? Because Microsoft and Sony were also focusing on graphics over gameplay. And it's such a shame, because the game I'm playing right now is called Top Gear, and it's the first one in the series. It's a far cry from what Sony did to the series. Sony fucking ruined it. Sony, they can kiss my ass, and so can Microsoft. They're both mediocre. So when y'all having fun with your 20,000 first-run shooters, I'll be having fun with my Super Nintendo or my Wii, or my 3DS or my Wii U. Y'all can take your little fucking fucking hand-me-downs and shove them up your ass. That smart glass shit. Oh, that's another thing. Microsoft sees Wii U and says, "Oh yeah, I can do it better." Has anybody seen that thing? You have to have a phone. You have to have a phone just right next to you just to use the motherfucker. What the hell is that? The Wii U doesn't mean you need a phone or a fucking some device. I don't know. It's an app for your phone. It's not actually a fucking controller or anything. It's just a fucking app for your phone. The fuck in the right mind came up and said, "Oh, this is gonna be better than a Wii tablet, Wii U tablet." When you can't even stream your game to it. There's no way that you can run an Xbox 360 game on that little piece of shit. And E3 2012 sucked, except for Nintendo's. They were the best one. Other than that, good night. Have a nice day with your little fucking PS3s and 360s, because those things suck.